welcome back to Science Online class. I am your science teacher Mr. C.P. Barrett, and here we are working for the chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? Okay, in this particular chapter we have talked about purity, impurity, and after that mixture. Mixture was there. Mixture, there are the two kinds of mixture, homogeneous, heterogeneous. So many things we have studied, except one particular thing that is there, the difference between the mixture and compounds. Okay, in my last chapter actually I have told you, actually we have talked about one particular activity in which one particular group they are just mixing the iron fillings with the sulfur powder, so they are getting the mixture. And the another group, those who are not only filling the iron mixture with the sulfur powder, even they are heating it also, and they are heating it at a larger temperature till the mixture is going to be red hot, and that's why they are getting the new compound. Why? Because there is a chemical reaction in between the iron fillings and sulfur powder, and it is making the new product. And what is the name of the new product? When the iron particles, when the iron fillings, they are just going to react with the sulfur powder, so they will make the iron sulfide. So a new product is going to be formed, and whose property is not same as the constituent property is whatever we have taken, okay, in the experiment, and that's why it is an example of the compound. So right now the conclusion is that what are the mixture and what are the compounds and how we can compare. This is one of the good question and important question on the point of view of the exam, so you have to understand it properly. See here, mixture. When we are going to talk about the mixture, so what is the mixture? Either the elements or compounds. Mixture may be of anything. Either we can directly consider the compounds, either we can consider the elements. So actually mixture, how the mixture is formed? When we are mixing the elements and compound at any ratio. Ratio is not fixed. Either I can take few grams, either I can take few more grams. So what is the thing here? Elements and compound just mix together in any proportion. When we are taking the elements, group of the elements, otherwise we are taking the group of the compounds at any other proportion. So that particular thing, it is about the mixture. See the next thing here, elements and compounds join together in a fixed proportion. That is the difference here. Whatever the, it is also the groups of elements and compounds, but what is the different thing here? Actually it is in the fixed proportion. Compound is also the group of elements, but in the fixed proportion. That is the different thing here. Right now see what is the second thing.
Fifth point, constituent is heading this side. Compound, constituent particles.
Okay, constituent, C-O-N-S. Okay, here S is also there, constituent. That you can understand. I have written fastly. Look here, second point is that only the physical properties are changed in the mixture. If you are going to talk about the mixture, so what happens? All the things are remain same. Only the physical properties are going to be changed. Why? Because there is not any kind of the new compound is formed. There is not any kind of the chemical reaction. So only the physical properties is going to be changed. Right now see what happens. There is a chemical reaction in between the elements. Whatever the elements that are participating in the compound, actually it is a mixture of elements. So whenever the two elements, if there is a chemical reaction, and after the chemical reaction the compound is going to be formed. So there is a chemical reaction involved in between the elements, okay, and a new compound is formed. Means here only physical properties change, but here the chemical properties is also going to be changed. Why? Because compound involves the chemical reaction in between the elements, and whatever the new compound is formed, its property is totally different. That will be the third point, I think. You see here, a mixture has a variable composition. Variable means changing. It is not fixed. Either means a mixture, there is no any hard and fast rule. Any kind of the composition may be taken out. So a mixture has a variable composition. Composition is never fixed. Right now see here, third point, in the compound, composition of the every element is fixed. In a compound, composition of every element is fixed. How we can understand? For example, H2O. H2O is a compound. H2O, it is not a mixture, it is a compound. So in the H2O, proportion is always fixed. For example, either you consider the water from the river, either you consider the water from the tap, either you consider the water from the well. all are the water molecules, and in every water molecules it is represented by the H2O only. Meaning is that there are the two atoms of the hydrogen and only one atom of the oxygen. When they are reacting with each other, so there is a chemical reaction in between the atoms, and after that they are forming H2O. So H2O means same. Either we are living in India, either we are somebody is living in the other country, whatever the water is present there, it is also the H2O, two molecules of hydrogen reacting with the one molecules of oxygen. So that is the thing that in the compound composition of the elements, it is always fixed. A mixture shows the same properties as of the constituents. Why? Because there is only simple, we are just mixing the things, and that's why whatever the properties that is a mixture having, it is the same properties of the constituents. A mixture, it is made by the constituents, so it is showing the same kind of the properties. Right now see, a compound has a totally different property as of the constituents. A compound, whatever the new compound that is going to be formed after the chemical reaction, so its property, it is not going to be matched with the original elements. Means actually the new compound is formed whose property is totally changed, so it is showing the different properties as compared to the constituents. Okay, right now see, constituents particle can be easily separated by the physical methods. Why? Because in the mixture there is no any chemical reaction, so by any kind of the physical method you can separate the constituent particles. For example, you can say they may be separated either by hand picking, either by sieving, either by filtration. Very easily we can separate out. Look here, and here the constituents particles may be separated only by the chemical or the electrochemical decomposition. So these are not here the constituent particles, they are not easily separated, and they may be only separated by any kind of the chemical decomposition or electrochemical decomposition. We have to apply electricity over them, then only the NaCl, it will break down into the Na plus and Cl minus. So that particular thing, it is known as the electrolysis. So that is a very different thing. So they can be broken down only by the special method that is known as the electrochemical decompositions, electrolysis. Some examples you can say air, milk, soil, these are the good examples of the mixture. And for the compound, we have so many compounds. You can consider NaCl, HCl, hydrochloric acid, NaCl, sodium chloride, salt, NH3, ammonia, H2O, and water. So these are the things. Right now see the little summary what actually we have studied. One table I have to form flow diagram so that you may understand what is the content actually. Look here, only you have to look the board. See here, first we have talked about the matter. After that, this particular matter, it can be subdivided into the two parts. What are these two parts? You tell me. First is the pure substance. Okay. Whenever we have started the particular chapter, we have talked about the purity. So pure substance, another will be the impure substance. Okay. What are the pure substance? In the pure substance, it can be divided into the either elements or compound. So it can be subdivided into the two parts. Either it may be elements, you can see. Either it may be elements, either it may be compounds. And actually, elements, right now I am going to write down what is the element actually. Element is a basic form of matter. Basic form of matter or simplest form of matter you can say. Basic, okay, SIC. Basic form of matter, it is known as the element which cannot be broken down into the smaller particles. Actually the elements, these are the smaller particles considered, and it cannot be again broken down into the smaller forms. And inside the elements, all the particles, they are showing the same property. That's why it is known as the elements. Some of the examples you can say like gold, like iron, like silver, and so many properties of the elements also we have seen. Look here, again another thing is there. Let me again that elements, it can be subdivided into the three categories. Again these elements, it can be subdivided into the three categories. What are these particular thing? First is the metals, second is the non-metals, and last one is the metalloids. Okay, what are the metals? Metals showing the metallic properties. Some of the example you can see like gold, like silver, like iron. These are the good examples of the metals. Some of the examples of the non-metals we can understand. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, because they exist in the gaseous state. Hydrogen, you can say oxygen, you can say carbon. They don't having the metallic properties. Whatever the properties which are shown by the metals, actually they are just opposite. They are showing just opposite properties of the metals. Metalloids. Metalloids means combination of both the things. Means sometimes they show the property of metals and sometimes they show the property of non-metals also. That's why both kind of the properties are available in the metalloids. And they are showing the both kind. They are the all-rounder. Means sometimes they show the metallic properties, sometimes they also show the non-metallic properties. What are the examples we can say? Like boron, like germanium, and third one is the silicon. And these are known as the semiconductor also. You will study it in the higher classes. Right now, see, these are the things for the pure substances. Here I am coming on the impure substances. So that impure substances, actually it is known as the mixture. Impure substance, it is known as a mixture. I am going to write down mixture. Right now, see, this mixture, actually it is divided into the two parts. One is the homogeneous mixture, another will be the heterogeneous mixture. Okay, that we have studied well. What is the homogeneous mixture? In which the solute particles are, it is totally dissolved with the solvent particles. Okay, so these are known as the homogeneous mixture. And the heterogeneous mixture, in which the solute particles, they are not completely dissolved with the solvent particles. So these are the examples of the heterogeneous mixture. They are showing the same property throughout the same property throughout mixture. They are showing the different properties. They are showing the different properties throughout the mixture, same thing. And after that, that homogeneous mixture. What is the good example of the homogeneous mixture? So solution. We have find three things. Solution. Solution is a good example of the homogeneous mixture in which the solute particles, it is totally dissolved with the solvent particles. Solution. There are so many solutions. You can say like copper sulfate solution. You can say salt solution. You can say sugar solution, sugar syrup. So these are the good examples of the solution. Some other properties of the solutions are also there, like it is a stable. Solution are always stable, and when they are left undisturbed, so the particles, they never settle down at the bottom of the beaker, and after that they never scatter. Their particles are very small in size, and they don't show the scattering effect of light, and that's why the path of light will be invisible. If we are throwing light on the solution, so the path of light will be invisible because its scattering is not done by the particles here. Right now, see, what about the heterogeneous solution? Actually, the heterogeneous mixture, it is formed by two ways. It is formed in the two forms. You can say first is the suspension and second is the collide. What is the suspension? Suspension means it is the example of the heterogeneous mixture. You can say wherever the solute particles, it is not going to be dissolved with the solvent particles, and the particle size are very bigger in size, and they have the ability to scatter the light. Okay, and that's why the path of light, it will become visible throughout the solution, you can say. And when they are left undisturbed, so they just settle down at the bottom of the beaker and they form the sediments. Some of the examples you can say like water and sand, you can say salt and sand. Okay, so these are, you can say oil and water. So these are the good examples of the suspension. Right now, see, if you are going to talk about the collide, so collide is also the kind of the heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles, it is not completely dissolved with the solvent particles. Still, what are different properties? Here the particle size are very small. particle size are very small, we cannot see them with the naked eye. And after that, here also the scattering effect will be shown by the particles. They just scatter the path of light if we are throwing light on them, and that's why the path of light will become visible. And this scattering phenomena shown by the collide particles, it is known as a Tyndall effect. Okay, that we have studied. What are the good examples of the collide, you can say? And it is a quite stable. It is an intermediate state in between stable and unstable. This is the unstable solution. This is the stable solution, and this you can say it is the intermediate state in between stable and unstable. So you can say it is quite stable. If it is left undisturbed, so the particles never settle down at the bottom of the beaker, and their particles are very small that you cannot see them with the naked eye. Okay, and other properties are same like the suspension. You can say some of the examples I am going to write down, like milk with the water, milk and water, you can say. Even you can say ink with the water. So these are the good examples of the collide. So these are the whole thing that we have studied throughout the chapter. Till then you have to study all it. I am going to provide the solutions, question answers also, and all the best to you. Till then, thank you so much.